Hey guys, this is Sergeant Phoenix back in the action, and today we are doing another deck profile at long last, and this time on Abyss Actors from the Arc 5 season. I like Abyss Actors if I was to ever use a Pendulum deck. The reason being, me and my friends have debates of which performance deck is good. We have Abyss Actors, Performals, and Perform Pals. But I prefer Abyss Actors. Not only because they're fiends in dark attributes, because mostly they work on mostly it's not actually no, it is because of that, because they're all fiends and dark attribute types. So as usual, my profiles go to monster spells and traps, and I'll explain what I think of the deck. First, we have 3 copies of Abyss Actor Superstar. This, in its pendulum effect, being a free. Once per turn, you contribute 1 Abyss Actor monster, then target 1 Abyss Actor spell card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. And its monster effect. Sorry, I have my cat on my leg. My cat's like a leech. When normal or special summon monsters, your opponent's spell or trap cards and effects cannot be activated. Once per turn, you can set 1 Abyss script spell card directly from your deck, but it's sent to the graveyard during the end phase. So if you want to use this Abyss scripts, you gotta do them. I kind of like the idea. They almost remind me. I'm saying almost remind me of Declan's DDD decks, and the reason is because they mostly use spell cards and their own monster effects. You could use these for special summoning like other monsters like the extra deck, but this deck's not. But I haven't really found. But there are good monsters you could use in the extra deck, but I didn't really give it an extra deck for story wise. I don't know if actually Dennis ever put any extra deck monsters. Did he ever put extra deck monsters in the Abyss Actor deck? If he did, I'd put them in if I knew. Next we have Abyss Actor Leading Lady. This card's effect for a pendulum, once per turn, when you take battle damage from an opponent's attacking monster, you can activate one of these effects. The first one, that opponent monster loses attack equal to the damage you took if this card leaves the field. Even if this card leaves the field, sorry. Its second effect, add 1 face-up Abyss Actor Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand with attack less than or equal to the damage you took. And its monster effect, once per turn, when battling damage is inflicted, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. It loses attack equal to the battle damage. When this card is destroyed by battle, if this card was in its owner's monster zone is destroyed by an opponent's card effects, you can set 1 Abyss Actor spell directly from your deck. And this is a link for a 2. I do like Abyss Actors. Because they're like horror show monsters, and you know what I'm like. I like my dark and historical monsters. But Abyss Actors I could see myself using if I ever did like a performance duel, like I've seen people do. Next we have Abyss Actor Sassy Rookie. And I like the design of this one. And it's a pendulum effect. If an Abyss Actor monster or monsters you control would be destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can destroy this card instead. So there's a benefit to having this. If the first time this card would be destroyed by battle or by card effect each turn, it is not destroyed. If this card is destroyed by battle or is in its owner's control monster's zone, is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 level 4 lower Abyss Actor monster from your deck except this one. If this card in the pendulum zone is destroyed, you can target 1 level 4 lower Abyss monster your opponent controls and destroy it. I'm just making sure I got it right. Next we have Abyss Actor Comic Relief. And this is a pendulum 8 scale. And its pendulum effect, you can target 1 Abyss Actor pendulum monster you control and 1 monster your opponent controls. Switch control both monsters, then can destroy this card. You can only use the effect of this card once per turn. Now its monster effect. You take no battle damage from attacks involving this card. Once per turn during the standby phase, give control of this card to your opponent. Once per turn, if control of this face-up card changes, activate this effect. The owner of this card can destroy one set Abyss script spell card from the spell trap card zone. And you'll see why I would destroy it, just in case if you're wondering. Next we have a bit of purple further. Next we have Abyss Actor Trending Understudy. And if you don't know what an understudy is, practically someone who takes over the main star. So if you don't have your star, there's usually there pretty much is an understudy, unless there's like big big famous singers, and usually they don't have an understudy, which they should. Now its pendulum effect being in its scale being an 8. When you pendulum summon a monster, you can add one face-up level 1 or 8 Abyss Actor pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. And its monster effect. If you control 2 Abyss Actor cards in your pendulum zone, you can attribute this card, special summon level 1 or 8 Abyss Actor pendulum monster from your hand or face up from your extra deck, and you can only use the effect of this once per turn. So you can see this deck's mostly built for pretty much getting rid of your opponent's monsters, pretty much. It would have worked on Zac if Zac didn't have the non-targeting effect. Now, this card, Abyss Actor Mellow Madonna, and its pendulum scale being 0, its pendulum effect being, you can pay 1,000 life points, add 1 Abyss Actor pendulum monster from your deck to your hand, except this one. Also, you cannot special summon monsters the rest of the turn except Abyss Actor pendulum monsters, even if this card leaves the field. You can only use the effect of this one once per turn. Again, the cat. So it's only a kitten as well, so you know, kittens need a lot of love and attention. Now, its monster effect gains 1,000 attack for each Abyss script spell in your graveyard. You can only use the effect of using each of the following effects of Abyss Actor Mellow Madonna once per turn. Its first effect. When a pendulum monster you control is destroyed by battle, you can special summon this card from your hand. The second effect. If an Abyss Actor spell card or effect is activated, you can special summon one level 4 or lower Abyss Actor pendulum monster from your deck, but return it to your hand during the end phase. Yeah, I might just do a video. I think after this I'm going to do a video of introducing the cat. And literally, it's literally the cutest cat I've ever seen in my life. You know, he's tiny. We're still thinking of a name. We got him from a farm. But, you know, I'm hoping he'll be as good as my first ever cat called Sam. And that, other than it crapping all over my mum's bags when we did shopping, it was honestly the sweetest little thing before it died. You know, you'd sleep on your lap, he'd play with you. He'd even follow us down the road follow us around the roads when we came home from school. You know, he was a good cat. Hopefully this will be good cat number 2. Now next we have, back to this, Abyss Actor Curtain Raiser. I like the design of this actually. I was expecting you don't expect something else, but it's still a good one. And this scale 7 link pendulum effect. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your pendulum zone. You can only use the effect of this once per turn. Once per duel, actually. Sorry, I didn't read that right. It's once per duel. It gains 1,100 attack if you control no other monsters. Once per turn, you can send one Abyss script spell card from your deck to the graveyard, add one face of Abyss Actor Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. Now these ones were just up to like one monster each now, so these will be a bit quicker. I was wrong. Abyss Actor Wild Hawk. I do like the design of this one as well. A link, and this is, sorry, not a link. I've been a while since I've done pendulums. Scale 2. Its effect, pendulum effect. Once per turn, you can target one Abyss Actor card in your other pendulum zone. Its pendulum scale becomes 9 until the end of this turn. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Abyss Actor monsters, even if this card leaves the field. Now, its monster effect. Once per turn, you can make this card gain 100 attack for each Abyss Actor monster you currently control with different names. Until the end of this turn, if this card is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can add one Abyss you can add one Abyss Actor card from your deck to your hand, except this one. You can only use the effect of this card once per turn. Next we have Abyss Actor Evil Heal. And this is a scale 1, it's pendulum effect. Once per turn you contribute one Abyss Actor monster, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls. It loses attack equal to the original attack of the attributed monster until the end of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. What is it? So he just keeps causing up to my leg. I have him on, while I'm doing the video, he's on top of my legs, just lying down and just like rubbing his head on my belly. If this card is normal or special summon, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. It loses 1000 attack for each Abyss Actor monster you currently control until the end of this turn. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can target one Abyss script spell card in your graveyard. Set that card. That's its monster effect. And it has 3000 attack and 2000 defense. And this could be like one of the strong ones, but I saw the superstar being the signature one of the deck. Like every card has its signature card, like Kaiba's is Blue Eyes, Yuki's was Dark Magician, Yusaku's is his Cold Talkers. It's like his, for Ai's Adignisters, it's his extra decks because it's pretty much all of his monsters because they represent all of his friends. If you count Latin as a friend. Next we have Abyss Actor Extras. And its pendulum effect being scale 3. If your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from your pendulum zone. You can only use the effect of this once per turn, not once per duel. Its monster effect. You contribute this card, place one Abyss Actor Pendulum monster from your deck in your pendulum zone. Also for the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon monsters except Abyss Actor monsters, nor activate the pendulum effect of Abyss Actor extras. You can only use the effect of this once per turn. Now we're up to our last monster, Abyss Actor Funky Comedian. And this actually, other than the 4 rhymes, it actually reminds me of someone I knew in high school, which is weird. Any of you wondering why? It's because he was big boned and the smile, and not the eye. And this is a scale 8 in its pendulum effect. Once per turn, you contribute one Abyss Actor monster from your, then target one Abyss Actor monster you control. It gains attack equal to the original attack of the tributed monster until the end of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can make this card gain 300 attack for each Abyss Actor monster you currently control until the end of this turn. You can target one other Abyss Actor monster you control. It gains attack equal to the current attack until the end. To this card's current attack until the end of this turn. You cannot attack the turn you activate this effect. You can only use the effect of this card once per turn. So if you got 5 monsters on the field and you manage, well, you could get 6 if you count the extra monster if you summon from the extra deck. You could have a total of 5 other monsters, giving this card 1800 attack points. Then give those 1800 attack points to, let's say, the Nightmare Heal one that has 3000, giving it 4800. Now we're up to our spell cards. First we have the field spell, Abyss Actor, Fantastic Theatre. And it does look really nice, this. Now this card's effect, you can reveal 1 Abyss Actor monster, Pendulum monster, and 1 Abyss script spell card in your hand. Add 1 Abyss script spell from your deck to your hand with a different name than that revealed spell. While you control a Pendulum summoned Abyss Actor Pendulum monster, any monster effect activated by your opponent becomes destroyed. Destroy 1 set spell or trap card your opponent controls. You can only use the effect of Abyss Act of this card once per turn. So this can actually help you out. So if your opponent uses an effect, let's say summons more monsters, you could just make them destroy one of your Abyss scripts. So it could help you out, since the Abyss scripts can be used other than other things. You can make them your monsters raise your monsters' attack points to make them more powerful. Next we have an Abyss script. Abyss script, Romantic Terror, and it's a quick script actually, because it's a quick spell. Yeah, if you see what I did there. And this effect is return 1 Abyss Actor Pendulum monster you control to your hand, and if you do, special summon from your extra deck in defense position. One face-up Abyss Actor Pendulum monster with a different original name from that monster. If this set card and its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, and you have a face-up Abyss Actor Pendulum monster in your extra deck, you can set... he's just near my ribs and he's tickling me. The cat. What was it up to? If you have a face-up Abyss Actor Pendulum monster in your extra deck, you can set any number of Abyss script spells directly from your deck. You can only use the effect of this per turn. What are you doing? That tickles. He's climbing up my other leg now. What are you doing? I'll just do that. Next we have another script called Abyss Tainment, and this is a continuous one. This card's effect, you contribute 1 Abyss Actor monster, then target 1 Abyss script from your spell in your graveyard, set it on your field. You can only use the effect of this up to twice per turn. If this set card and its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can have a face-up Abyss Actor Pendulum monster in your extra deck. And you have a face-up Abyss Actor Pendulum monster in your extra deck. You can special summon any number of Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters from your deck. So that can help you out as well. Because this deck's really built for summoning out monsters, putting these in the graveyard, and powering up most of your monsters, since they need the scripts to be in the graveyard. But if you got tons of scripts, if you have a decent amount of scripts like I put in for spells, since scripts are really for spells and some traps. Let me check. Yeah, it's only spell cards. The scripts are only spells. This effect is, and this one is Rise of the Abyss King. Target 1 card on the field up to the number of attack position Abyss Actor monsters with different names you control. Destroy them, and if you control level 7 or higher Abyss Actor monster, your opponent cannot activate card or effects in response to the card's activation. If this set card and its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, and you have up to 2 Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters in your extra deck, you can add up to 2 Abyss Actor cards and or Abyss script spells with different names from your deck to your hand. And now he's on the floor. I'm just being careful so he doesn't knock the camera. Hey. So my cat's on the floor now, so I'm just being careful so he doesn't. He's trying to bite my hands off. Next we have Abyss Script Opening Ceremony. This card's effect, it's a normal spell. Gain 500 life points for each Abyss Actor monster you control. If this set card and its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can have a face-up Abyss Actor Pendulum monster in your extra deck. You can... Hold on, and if you have a face-up Abyss Actor Pendulum monster in your extra deck, you can draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. You can only use the effect of Abyss Actor Abyss Script Opening Ceremony once per turn. Now he's lying on my hand on the floor and I'm scratching his head. And now his belly. It's cute when you see it, you know, kittens. It's like a little tiger. And he even has tiger patterns actually on his stomach. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a cat with tiger pattern, like little spot patterns on its stomach. Don't know what's on the fur, nobody keeps. I'm doing that thing on the YouTube video when he goes. Doing it with him and he's kind of doing it. He's trying to bite my hands. Anyway, I should start doing the last Abyss Actor card. I'll see if I can get him away from the camera though. This is Abyss Script Fire Dragon's Lair. And it's like a map. And this card's effect, target 1 Abyss Actor monster you control. If this destroys an opponent's monster by battle this turn, your opponent banishes 3 monsters from their extra deck, their choice. If this set card in its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, and you have a face-up Abyss Actor Pendulum monster in your extra deck, you can look at the number of extra deck. You can look at your opponent's extra deck, also banish 1 monster from their extra deck, and you can only use the effect of this once per turn. You could get more of these, but I couldn't find more of these. And it's a good card to use if you're using against Zark, actually. If your opponent uses, if Zark was not able to summon Zark, and Dennis used this when if he sent monsters from his extra Pendulum monster to summon a certain type one, he could have attacked, he could have banished Zark and won, and Zark would have lost his entire advantage. Since the Zark deck needs his Zark card to pretty much give him the unwhelming advantage. Now he's on a pillow. I'm just getting distracted by the cat. I love cats more than anything. I am a cat person. I'm like Sebastian from Black Butler. I'm serious up front, but when I see a cat, I doesn't melt. I might do a video on the cat, actually, just to show you what he's like. Actually, your cats are just mysterious creatures. Even I can't pick up on what they think a lot of the time. Now we have Abyss Prop Wild Wagon. This card's effect, being continuous, the first time each Abyss Actor monster you control would be destroyed by battle each turn, it is not destroyed. Once per turn, you can target 1 Abyss Actor monster you control. Your opponent cannot target it with card effects until the end of their turn, even if this card leaves the field. If this set card in its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can have a face-up Abyss Actor Pendulum monster in your extra deck. And you have a face-up Abyss Actor Pendulum monster in your extra. You can return all cards your opponent controls to the hand. This could help. So all you have to do is make sure your opponent uses pretty much a strategy that makes you get rid of your spell and traps. Next we have Abyss Actor. Now we're up to traps. And I only have like 6 traps in this deck really. And this is the first one, Abyss Actor Curtain Call. If an Abyss Actor spell card or a card effect is activated this turn, you can add 1 face-up Abyss Actor Pendulum monster from your extra deck. Sorry, he's attacking it now. Add 1 face-up Abyss Actor Pendulum monster in your extra deck to your hand, up to the number of Abyss Actor spells in your graveyard. Then you can special summon Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters from your hand with different names, up to the number of monsters added to your hand by this effect. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters. You can only activate the Abyss Actor Curtain Call once per turn. He's climbing up my flaming leg now. He has sharp nails. He has sharp claws. He's climbing up my flaming leg now. See, oh, come on, no, come on. I'll put you on the camera later. I'm not blaming him. He's only a kitten, so he doesn't know yet. Come on, you. What because I'm trying to do a video here. I have to keep an eye. He's just really young, so I have to keep a close eye on him because kittens. Like I said, kittens need constant love and attention. You have to keep an eye on them, and he still needs to be letter trained as well. But he just loves playing. Anyway, back to the traps. The last cards in my deck are Abyss Actor Backstage, and this card's effect: if you have 2 Abyss Actor cards in your pendulum zones, add 2 Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters with different names from your deck to your extra deck face up. You can only activate 1 Abyss Actor Backstage per turn. And the reason that's actually good, because most of them need face up ones to work. So this is the Abyss Actor deck used. I think it is Dennis who uses them. I'm sure it is. I can't remember who uses them. I think it is Dennis. But I like Abyss Actors. Like I said, the dark attributes. I most like dark. I'm a dark attribute user, and I do mostly use fiends. Well, but honestly, I do like, and they are really alright pendulums. I used them to practice pendulums actually, and they are quite good. So while I'm playing while this cat's attacking my hands and I'm playing catch the fingers with him. That is the deck profile for today, and I will hope to do more in the future. And I think the next video I do in a few minutes will be on this little rascal meeting the new member of the Phoenix family. And we haven't given him a name yet. I want to call him Rogu or Edward. And if you know why Rogu, you understand. I watch American Dad. If you watch American Dad, you understand. You've seen the latest season. You understand why I want to call him Rogu, because he's small and adorable. Anyway, that's this deck profile finished. I hope you enjoy it, and please comment down if you want any more deck profiles done. But until then, this is Sergeant Phoenix, over and out.